greater or have greater potentiality for one another. We may be in different placements in our now moments, but we are definitely perfectly placed within those. And so we are very wonderfully here in symbiosis and equanimity and a balanced harmony with each and every being, constantly, persistently, always. And that also translates to me as well. And so each person that come with teachings of advanced levels, they've still had to give them to their class. And it took maybe thousands of years before the class was able to really understand what was going on. But that's not a big deal. You know, we just go ahead and we share our view anyway. So I'm excited to be sharing with you more and more, and sharing as the channel comes into flow, as confidence comes into flow. At this time, there's possibility, of judging the flow, of thinking it this way, of thinking it that way. But the constant cool thing about constantly realizing and trust and spontaneity in the moment and seeing the balance that it has with all the harmonies of everything around me, I can see that I can trust that if this is a non-satisfactory video, that somebody thinks that this is not very great or not a wonderful teaching or a big boasting of arrogance or egoness or whatever it happens to be, that doesn't matter, because the next video will prove even greater, and the next video will prove even greater, and so on and so forth. Every time a new video has been made, I will have grown so much in between that every time the showing will grow so amazingly, there's really no reason for me to judge me. You can look at my previous videos on the Riksal Dogmongpo channel, and you'll see that they were quite rudimentary. They were not quite at this place in grace and confidence, but they were quite recent. And so, whatever. Not like within the last few months, but, within the last year, most likely. So great amounts of growth are coming in these kinds of ways. And all it takes is the trust of the flow and the channel coming through, allowing it to come through without resistance in any way in which it wishes. Reminds me of marijuana and how I had to quit smoking marijuana due to anxiety and all kinds of things. I couldn't speak anymore. The only thing that this was doing was actually marijuana being my most amazing medicine teacher, showing me how inauthentic I was constantly and not allowing me to then be inauthentic with the use of its medicine. So as I brought its medicine into me, finally realizing these kinds of things, I was able to be myself so honestly, authentically, swear and cuss and say all the different things, just be myself no matter what. And then I was able to mold with this frequency and meet with everybody. It was no problem for me in any way. So it really just depends on you and how you're able to be. And there's all kinds of ways to lead ourselves in these places of realization. And myself, like I said, I'm really looking to work with frequencies that are already ready to realize themselves, that are already quite meek and humble in their natural expression and kind of dissatisfied already upon the world in certain ways. But I also have all kinds of balances. You may come to me and see from me that I don't like you, or that I don't want you to be around me, or whatever it is. That I don't appreciate the taking of your energy, or that I have no patience or no way to validate, or all kinds of things. Who knows for sure? These will all be reflective of yourself, though. And this will be reflective of how you are with yourself and what you are actually needing. You may come up to me to take from me my freedom. That will not be happening. And so there's all kinds of things, you come to add to the party, bring yourself, your enlightened body, mind, and speech, or give your body, mind, and speech to learning and growth, completely dedicated to it, not in any kind of question or need to find respect. That's fine, no problem. I mean, I don't really mind if you questions happen, but there's all kinds of ways attack and defense happen, and I don't live around it myself. I live in a way of equanimity and a polished mirror type reality. If you want to come and lie and create dissonance to me and create all the kinds of confusions and other frequencies, as it turns out, it won't work. I'm extremely clear. I'm well-centered. I'm never going to not be able to express myself through whatever chord shape comes into focus. If you do come to me, I'm sure there'll be an amazing transmutation of energy, even if it's not perceived to be that. To be a provided agitation that seems of the greatest dissonance. But I'm only ever doing the same thing, breathing. And so all I constantly do is breathe. And I'll be able to show you more and more on that, especially now that we open up that that's what's occurring. So I just breathe constantly. One day you may breathe with me and understand what it is that I mean. And I'm all about bringing people into the practice of the breath and breath work, and I'm even into having medicine ceremony when it comes to time to have those things with people. I myself right now, I'm living in a very cold environment and really kind of uncomfortable in some sense, just with the amount of holy crap, am I actually going to be able to survive in this cold environment? But I follow the flow, and I've never been not taken care of, so we'll see what happens. I'm not quite sure why it is that I'm in Sedona, but here we are having this amazing talk next to the Spiritual Retreat Center and this amazing Royo that nobody's messed with us with. We got a tent right here. Maybe I could show you where we are. It'd be kind of cool. Check this out. This is kind of cool. I don't know if the video's still going. Oh, it is. All right, good. You're in battery saver mode, so some features unlimited, but here we are. Seems like we might be zoomed in a little bit, but all right, no big deal. Hey, look, it's Ray Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do, our amazing co-star, behind-the-scenes expert, doing all the video camera, audio focusing, and just being the most amazing, beautiful reflection of oneness I've ever seen in my life. So there we go, moving away, allowing her some time to pray, have less pressure today. All right, here we go. And yeah, so this is our little arroyo up there. That's the Walgreens. That's a dumpster area. It's kind of bright right now, but yeah, you see, okay, there we go. It's our nice dry riverbed. And then over here we got some beautiful rocks. Got a little cubby hole over here. It's a quite cute cave. We got a cedar tree fell based on this other tree that fell onto it the other day from a nice storm. It fell actually pretty much where we usually sleep, right here. But we luckily moved over there, and we put our tent against that wall, and upon request of Miss Ray, and here's our beautiful tent. Here it is. Oh, you like that? That jet boil? Compliments of Ray Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do. Yeah, it's been bringing us coffee every morning. Her great abundance in sharing of her wealth and fame and fortune. Just a beautiful, abundant smile and love. An amazing ability to receive frequencies of high development. It can be difficult for people to be around me. I'm just a constant frequency. I never stop, and I'm very focused. And when anything of dissonance comes around me, I immediately speak about it. Upon being able to focus directly on it. If it's a confusing thing, I wait until some kind of clarity. But I'll probably talk about the confusing energy as a confusing energy when I directly focus, you know. It really is a pretty glorious spot to be able to be at. I mean, quite amazing, really. Ray Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do, loving you so much. And, yeah. So, I think that'll be the end of the show for today. Maybe not for like the entirety of the day. I'm constantly doing this, but we'll probably have to charge the phone for a little while and whatever else. We got a pretty good battery. We got an amazing phone. Again, compliments of Miss Ray Mi Fa Sol La Ti Do. And yeah, we're just hoping to put out these awesome, amazing frequencies for the benefit of all beings, just in the way in which it comes up in the flow, all on its own. Like today, it came up all on its own. We had no idea we were going to speak for hours and hours on this thing. I don't even know if it's been hours and hours, but it seemed to be quite a long time. Nice little cough for the end. Little perfection. Love you so much. Thank you.